It started as an ordinary Saturday afternoon in Hong Kong, the city pulsing with life under a dazzling sky. Crowds surged through packed streets, trams rattled along Connaught Road, and office workers darted past bustling cafes, eyes glued to their phones. From Victoria Harbour, the skyline gleamed, a shimmering fortress of glass and steel. But at 4:24 p.m., the city's heartbeat stopped. A sudden explosion of flames tore through Chinachem Tower, a 37-story titan in the heart of the Central District. What began as a faint flicker on the construction scaffolding erupted into a raging inferno within seconds, fueled by dry bamboo and nylon mesh. Whipped by fierce winds, the blaze roared upward, swallowing the tower in a fiery embrace. Black smoke choked the sky, visible for miles across the harbor. Sirens screamed, traffic ground to a halt, and Hong Kong, the city that never stops, froze in terror. In one of the world's most advanced urban hubs, a single spark had unleashed chaos. No one could have predicted the speed of the destruction. Onlookers stared in disbelief as a small blaze danced along the bamboo scaffolding at the tower's rear. But Hong Kong's Central District is a wind tunnel, with gusts from Victoria Harbour howling between skyscrapers. In mere moments, those flickers became a monstrous wall of flame. Bamboo burned like kindling, snapping and collapsing, raining fiery debris onto the streets below. Thick, tar-like smoke surged skyward, reeking of scorched plastic and ash. On Connaught Road, screams pierced the air as glowing embers fell like deadly confetti. Drivers abandoned cars in gridlocked panic, while office workers peered from windows, their reflections consumed by smoke. By 4:36 p.m., firefighters escalated the alarm to level 3, a code for catastrophe. Dozens of fire engines roared in, crews in heavy gear charging into the mayhem, dragging hoses through paralyzed streets. Water jets blasted from the ground as aerial ladders pierced the blackened sky. Drones buzzed above, beaming live footage to commanders below. Yet the fire refused to yield. It raced up the bamboo like a lit fuse, devouring floor after floor, fueled by nylon netting and oxygen-rich gusts. By the time water hit the flames, the blaze had climbed 10 stories, a vertical hurricane of heat and fury that mocked every effort to tame it. Inside Chinachem Tower, survival became a desperate gamble. Flames clawed at windows and suffocating smoke flooded the corridors. Lights flickered, then died, plunging the building into darkness. Screams echoed as elevators jammed between floors. Office workers stumbled through blistering stairwells, each breath searing their lungs with the taste of metal and dust. Every step felt like a surrender to exhaustion. By 4:45 p.m., rescue teams stormed in. Firefighters crawling through the inferno with flashlights and oxygen tanks, shattering doors and glass to save those trapped inside. Temperatures soared past 300 Celsius. Visibility shrank to mere feet, yet they pressed on. The tower's north face burned like a beacon, its structure teetering on the edge of collapse. Still, the firefighters returned, again and again, not for the building, but for the lives still clinging to hope within its walls. For the first time in years, Hong Kong stood still. Central, the city's financial core, fell silent. Connaught Road, usually alive with taxis and trams, became a ghost town. Traffic lights blinked uselessly through a haze of smoke, sirens drowning out the city's rhythm. Crowds huddled behind barricades, faces glowing in the fire's eerie light. Across Victoria Harbour, a towering column of black smoke twisted into the clouds, scarring the skyline. Trams halted, buses sat stranded, and storefronts shuddered as ash fell like grim snow. Cell networks buckled under the strain of emergency calls. Reporters called it the moment Hong Kong held its breath. Firefighters battled from every angle. Ground, cranes, neighboring rooftops against a blaze so fierce it warped the glass of nearby buildings. For over 4 hours, the fire raged, painting the harbor in an apocalyptic orange glow as daylight faded. Time crawled, each gust threatening to reignite the beast. In a city built on precision and control, all anyone could do was watch as steel melted, bamboo crumbled, and the proud skyline vanished behind a veil of smoke. When the flames were finally subdued after 4 grueling hours, Chinachem Tower stood as a charred husk, a 37-story relic of glass, steel, and ash. The bamboo scaffolding that once encased it was reduced to blackened fragments, scattered by the wind. At dawn, investigators sifted through smoldering ruins, their flashlights piercing the lingering haze in the stairwells. Their findings painted a chilling picture. A stray welding spark or electrical short had ignited the bamboo, which, coated in flammable construction materials, became a perfect fuse. The fire hadn't just burned. It had exploited the deadly synergy of dry air, high winds, and trapped oxygen. Bamboo, strong yet dangerously combustible, had fueled a blaze hotter than wood and faster than steel could withstand. This wasn't just an accident. It was a collision of tradition and ambition. Bamboo and steel, exposing the fragility of even the most advanced cities. As the sun rose, Hong Kong awoke to a wounded skyline. Chinachem Tower loomed blackened and hollow, its silver facade now smeared with soot. Shattered windows and twisted beams told a story of devastation. The hum of business was replaced by an eerie silence, the air heavy with the stench of smoke and burned bamboo. Ash blanketed Connaught Road like a grim snowfall. Behind barricades, office workers stared at the ruins of a building that, just hours before, had embodied success. Some snapped photos. Others stood in quiet shock, as if waiting for the skyline to speak. Officials vowed a thorough investigation, while fire crews scoured the tower for hidden embers and cleanup teams cleared debris. Traffic inched back to life, but something deeper had shifted. The fire had seared more than steel. It had shattered a sense of invincibility. In a city defined by ambition, it was a stark reminder that progress can crumble in moments, that even the grandest skyline is only as safe as its smallest spark. As the last embers faded, Hong Kong exhaled, its trams rumbling again, its lights flickering back on. The city's pulse returned, but beneath the surface, something had changed. The Chinachem fire wasn't just a tragedy, it was a warning etched in smoke. Even the world's most advanced cities teeter on the edge of chaos. Every skyscraper, every gleaming tower is both a triumph and a risk. We build higher, faster, closer to the heavens, trusting our systems to hold. But safety isn't guaranteed. It's forged through vigilance, precaution, and awareness. For Hong Kong, this fire will fade from the headlines, but its lesson must endure. What happened here could strike anywhere: New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, any city where ambition outpaces caution. If this story stirs you, if it makes you question the fragility of our urban giants, share it. Let others see what lies beyond their own skylines. Every voice, every share fuels awareness, the first step toward change. Silence lets disasters repeat. Tell us, are tragedies like this inevitable, or are they the price of choices we make? Are we ready for the next fire, or are we just hoping it won't find us? Your thoughts, your stories, because when the next blaze comes, awareness might be what saves us.